Hello and welcome to the Greater Haverhill Chamber of Commerce at Work. This is a program about businesses and events in our service area of 14 communities in southern New Hampshire and Massachusetts. My name is Sven Amirian. I'm the president of the Greater Haverhill Chamber of Commerce. And it's my pleasure today to introduce three very special guests to talk about an upcoming event that the Chamber will be hosting. To my right, I have Donna Morris, Executive Director of the Greater Salem Chamber of Commerce.
Thanks for having me, Sven.
My pleasure. I have Scott Cody, President and CEO of Pentucket Bank.
Glad to be here, Sven.
And I have John DeBon, who is, and John, I got to get this right, Senior Vice President and Commercial Loan Officer at the Salem branch of Pentucket Bank. Is that correct?
Right. That's right, Sven.
All right, great. Well, thank you all for joining me here today. This is our first show. It's our inaugural effort, and I'm really happy to have such esteemed guests with us here today. So I'm going to get right into it. We are here to talk about the Cross-Border Expo that's coming up in October. This is an event that we have held with the Greater Salem Chamber of Commerce now for, we're in our fourth year. And Donna, I'm going to ask you, tell us, for those of us who don't know anything about this event, what is it and what's its purpose?
Well, it is the event to be at, that's for sure. We'll start with that. Basically, a couple years ago, the Greater Haverhill Chamber of Commerce and the Greater Salem Chamber of Commerce got together and partnered to create a business expo for both northern Massachusetts and southern New Hampshire to blur that border and really put our business communities first and get them out in an expo format where they can put their products and services to each other, business to business, and also before the community. So it's been a great event, and last year was really significant when we moved it over to Northern Essex Community College, and we're really looking forward to this year. It's really taken off. It's got legs now.
Yeah, well, it's exciting, and it was one of my first major events that I was able to participate in as the president. I can tell you that working with Donna from Salem has been a wonderful experience, and even though I was new at it, she was a veteran, and we're going to do a lot of things in the future together, which is really exciting. Now, I have Scott Cody here from Pentucket Bank, and Pentucket Bank has always been one of the major sponsors of this event, and in fact, many events throughout the community. Scott, you're the platinum sponsor for this event. How long have you been involved with this event since the inception?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and what is it about this event that you feel is important for your organization to be involved with and support?
Well, I think it's a number of things, Sven. We have a great relationship with both chambers. We're passionate about community service and volunteerism. We look at the chamber as a key partner, in both chambers as key partners in everything we do. We're passionate about the business community, but the consumer market as well. And I think what this does, where it's a business-to-business expo, but it's also a business-to-consumer expo, those are our two key constituencies at the bank. And I think the fact that we have a natural market in the Merrimack Valley across both state lines, and we don't look at the state line as any kind of a barrier. We look at it as an opportunity, and it's our natural marketplace. And so for us, it's a real benefit.
Right, absolutely. Now, John, you have been the chairman of the committee for a number of years. Have you been the chairman the entire time, the 4-year run?
Yes, I have.
All right, so that's a pretty big commitment. There's a lot of heavy lifting. Tell us about the planning process for this event. When do you guys kick off, and how much work is actually involved in this?
So we start meeting in January for the October Expo, and we're really blessed to have a really good, strong committee. It's members of both chambers of commerce and people with varying backgrounds that bring a lot of distinct perspectives to the planning process. And especially in the last couple of years, we really stepped up the marketing aspect of it to really help showcase who's going to be participating, who stepped forward to be sponsors, to get the word out. This year we'll be reaching over 60,000 households with one marketing program through Spectrum Marketing, and then through the Eagle Tribune we'll be reaching another 40,000 households. So really stepped up sort of getting the word out, and last year we had about 1,000 spectators or visitors come through the expo. That really was, I think, a result of the increased marketing.
Yeah, no, well, that's great. I mean, I've seen how hard you work. I know you've got about 8 or 10 people approximately on that committee that serve, is that right?
Yeah, it's more like 15 or so.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really grown. Yeah.
That's tremendous. And I know as we get closer to the event, you guys are meeting once a week, really, to get this final push going.
Sure.
So, I see it firsthand, and, I greatly appreciate how involved you have been in your leadership. I know, I'm sure Donna feels the same way.
Absolutely, fantastic job.
It's, the two of us wear a lot of hats, and, it's very important to have key players like yourself from institutions like Pentucket Bank. We should talk a little bit about how committee service really helps us out. I mean, yes, Pentucket Bank is a large donor. They're a sponsor of this program, but it's the people, it's the employees that really give us the ability to work these committees. So, Donna, can you talk about committees run by volunteers?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's one of the things you learn very quickly at Chamber of Commerce. There's so much to do. You have limited staff, but if you have the right volunteers, you can really make your programs come alive. And what's nice is that's actually part of Pentucket Bank's culture. They have a lot of my committees have members from the bank on them and spread out, and they really help get things done at my chamber, and I'm sure yours is probably the same way. John's done an outstanding job. It's a very good group, and you can just feel the energy last year. It was really a pivotal year. We moved it over to Northern Essex Community College, and like he said, attendance just skyrocketed. Very, very great. The energy is the only word I can really use,
Yeah.
and people were making contacts with customers as well as other business-to-business contacts. I think what was really nice, and maybe someone else can elaborate, but we actually don't open to the public. We have an hour of business-to-business networking, which is really important too, because you can get caught behind your booth as a expo participant,
Right.
where you might actually have some really good business to do with a fellow exhibitor. So we've had that scheduled into our day, where you can have some private networking B2B, and then we open the doors.
Right,
So.
and we heard a lot of good feedback about that pre-event too. I think this might be a good time just to give you some details. The Cross Border Expo is being held at Northern Essex Community College, October 24th, 2013. It starts at 3 o'clock, and I think that's when the business-to-business portion kicks off, and then it opens to the public a little bit later, or?
I believe it's 2:30 to 3:30 is
Okay.
B2B, and then the doors open at 4, John, is that
That's right.
correct?
Okay, all right, that's great. Well, Scott, we talked about how members of the Chambers of Commerce can contribute. Pentucket Bank sends a heck of a lot of people to committees, both at the Salem Chamber and at the Greater Haverhill Chamber. Can you talk a little bit about why you're so involved in the community?
Well, I guess it's part of our culture. I mean, our feeling is, as a community bank, we want to be part of the fabric of the community. We require all of our officers to be involved in at least one community service activity, and many of them are in numerous events and activities. But we look at it as it feels good to be part of the community and give back, but it's also good business. I mean, I think John is a good example of that. I mean, the contacts he's made and the relationships he's nurtured over the last 4 years being part of this, I think it's a feather in his cap for the amount of work he's put in, but I think also he's got a lot out of it in relationship building and expanded a lot of his relationships with the Chamber. And I think that's what the Chambers do. I mean, they help you with networking, developing a wide breadth of contacts, and you get a lot of self-satisfaction out of it and growth.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, Pentucket Bank is ubiquitous throughout this area, and you have grown even in these recession years. You've been a very successful model, and I think a great deal of that can be attributed to your presence in the community, where some businesses would pull away and reduce their marketing efforts and their outreach in the community. I think you've done just the opposite, and it really shows.
Yeah. Well, again, I think in tough times, instead of retrenching, I think it's time to be aggressive and look for business and differentiate yourself. And I think that we've done that pretty successfully. But again, it's because of all the partners we have in the community, our customers, the businesses that we support, the nonprofit agencies. I mean, there's a lot of people singing our praises out there. But that's not why we do it. We do it because it just makes good business sense and it feels good as well.
Yeah, that's great. So John, Pentucket Bank obviously is the platinum sponsor, but I mean, we do this with a lot of help. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the other sponsors who are involved in some of the businesses?
Yep. So this year we have a new sponsor category called a celebrity sponsor, and Supercuts has stepped forward to sponsor our celebrity. And then we have 3 silver sponsors, and those are Stewart Holy Family Hospital, Trinity EMS, and Haverhill Bank. And then we have 2 in-kind sponsors, which are Spectrum Marketing, who's helping us greatly with our marketing program. And then Conti Electric is helping with the electric, because we do offer electric on some of these booths, and it gets pretty complicated getting it set up, and they've stepped forward to offer their services for free.
Yeah, that's great.
And then also the Tribune is a media in-kind sponsor as well.
All right, so you talked about our celebrity guests. Who are they this year?
So this year we're really happy to have Terry O'Reilly, a former Bruin great, who's very well known in this local area, is going to come and be there for the entire event. So he'll be available for pictures, autographs. He'll be at a booth that's specially just set up for him to showcase his history, and we expect a lot of people very interested in going to see Terry. And then we have surprisingly more than one celebrity guest this year. We've been able to arrange for Rene Brancourt to come and sing the national anthem.
Got a Bruins theme going on this year.
And he'll come right when we open up, right around 4 o'clock, because he's got to get to a game with the Bruins, I think, versus San Jose that night. So, but he'll be here for a while, signing autographs, taking pictures, and you'll get to see him live and in person. And then finally, we have a local Haverhill native, Liz Bills, who was on American Idol last year and made it pretty far into the competition. And she's a local, well-known musician and singer, and she's going to come and she'll be sort of showcasing, her career so far, and then we're going to allow her to perform a couple of times during the expo.
Great. No, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Donna, we talked briefly about chamber collaboration on this project. You and I have worked on other projects as well. We had a multi-chamber mixer just last month where we had, I believe it was 7 or 8 business organizations from Lowell all the way to the seacoast. Can you talk a little bit about collaboration, why that's important between chambers, and how that looks here in our area?
Well, I think just like Pentucket Bank has a culture, each chamber has a culture. And one of the things that's been nice, and it really started between myself, because I'm about 7 years into the job, and Jim Jajuga and I had kind of formed a relationship, and I'm glad to see it to transfer over to the Haverhill with you and the leadership of the Haverhill Chamber. But this all started, the Business Expo started with the culture that put your businesses first, especially in the times of the recessions that we were facing. It's about, and the chamber mixers, the multi-chamber mixers, it wasn't about, people are struggling to keep their business afloat, they're time-starved. Let's collaborate so that they go to one event. Let's collaborate so that they expand their business circles. Let's collaborate so that they make one large expo where they'll get more business out of it. And I think that's what my philosophy is, and I've seen that in the Haverhill Chamber as well. If you put your businesses first, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
So.
Now, I think what we have to remember too is that there are no borders for business. I mean, we don't have a fiefdom with walls up around it, and we have businesses that are outside our service areas that would benefit from cross promotion. And I think that's a very important thing that we recognize, and that a lot of the local chambers recognize as well. That the business does not stop at the border of your community, and when we put our businesses first above. In fact, our chamber job is to provide our businesses with the most resources and the most opportunities to network. It's not about the chamber itself. It's about the community that's part of the chamber. And I know you get it, and I appreciate it. It's fun working with you.
It is. It's a pleasure to work with you too.
Yeah. Thank you, John. Talk to me about some of the highlights of expos past. I've only been involved in one, so hopefully you'll talk about that. But go back in time a little bit and tell us a little bit about some of those things.
Sure. Well, you try to do different things that would attract the public, and so we've always done things like have big giveaways. Each year we've given away a cruise, so that will continue at this year. There's going to be a giveaway of a cruise, other electronic items or cash. So we do those types of things to get people excited. And then we've had these celebrities. We had in the first year or the second year we had Rico Petrocelli, and he was a big draw. He's from a little bit older generation, but there were a lot of people that really lined up to see him, and he was very gracious celebrity. And then last year we had Mickey Ward, who they'd done the movie The Boxer about, and he was that was the fighter?
For the fighter.
The fighter. And he was actually a good draw too, and quite a really interesting guy. And I made a special case to watch that movie first before I met him to really kind of understand his whole background. And then this year, with Terry O'Reilly coming, we're really excited. Now, last year we had a secret sort of thing happen towards the end of the expo where we had 40 of us approximately had been rehearsing going up to the expo, and we did a flash mob just before the expo ended. And you and I were involved with that, which was pretty hilarious. So we may have some secret things up our sleeve this year, too.
Nothing that you're willing to reveal or give us a hint about right now?
No, stay tuned. That's for the participants to enjoy.
All right,
Yeah.
right. Well, I remember that flash mob. I think we had 2 or 3 rehearsals prior to that for the dancing challenge. Like myself, it wasn't too complicated, but no, we had one of the dance instructors from Northern Essex step up and do the choreography for that, and that was a lot of fun. I look back fondly at that, and who knows, we may be able to dig up some footage on that, so we can embarrass you later on. But
Great, thank you.
no, But Donna, do you have you have anything else? Did you like to add about this particular expo and how it's going to be different than expos in the past?
I just can't even, everything's been a little, I think we've mentioned it all, but just to summarize, there is so much going on. There's stuff for people to turn out. There's like John just said, for the public to come out and see all these great businesses and what products and services they offer is great. But we have enticements. We're giving away a cruise. We're giving away other raffles. We have these celebrity guests. We have this, something secret planned. A lot of our vendors actually have food samples because they want you to get out and taste a little bit of their culinary creations and then visit their business afterwards. There's just a lot going on. It's really, as I said at the beginning, this is a do not miss event for this area. It's going to be a lot of fun and something for everyone, really.
Right. How many people did we have last year?
We estimated about 1,000 people. Yeah.
All right.
And 90 plus vendors. So there's a lot to see.
Yeah, there really is. No, this is one of the marquee events of the year. I think Scott, you recognize that, and that's why you've jumped in, to support it so much.
No question. I mean, we just find it to be very beneficial. Every year it's grown quite a bit. I think the partnership with Northern Essex has really added some value as well. I think they've done a great job with their talent on their team, adding value, helping us with a lot of logistics and a lot of great ideas and participation on the committee. So I think overall it's really mushroomed into something much bigger than it started as.
Yeah. Well, it's a fantastic event. Well, I will tell you one more time that it's going to be held on October 24th, 2013. The kickoff time is 2:30 to 3:30 for the business networking part, and then it opens up to the public. It'll go till about 7 p.m. It's being held at Northern Essex Community College, as we mentioned. That's 100 Elliott Street in Haverhill, Mass., and it's at the gymnasium, I believe. Yep. Is that correct? So, a wonderful event. We encourage everybody to attend, and
no fee to get in.
oh, that's right. Let's mention
Free
that.
parking,
It's absolutely free.
raffles. It's just, you don't want to miss
Yeah,
it.
free food, and the sponsors give out lots of cool stuff too. Pentucket Bank had a fantastic booth. I mean, you were giving out all kinds of stuff, right? You had games, beanbag toss,
all kinds
and
of Pentucket Bank gear, and we do that every year. We try to do something creative at our booth. I know one of the years we had like a slot machine because it was at Rockingham Racetrack that year. It didn't give out any cash, but it gave out prizes, and just about everybody wins. So you just like to have a lot of fun with your booth too, and with the people that come to visit you.
Right. And we'll be hearing more about this because we've got radio spots coming. We've got tons of marketing in Spectrum that's going to be going out. So this is going to be a highly promoted event. You'll hear about it, but you can find out more information on our chamber websites as well. And we encourage you all to come. So I'd like to thank my guests for joining me today. Donna Morris, Executive Director of the Greater Salem Chamber of Commerce. Scott Cody, CEO and President of the Pentucket Bank, and John DeBon, also a Senior VP and Commercial Loan Officer at the Salem branch. Thank you all. Thank you to Haverhill Community Television for helping us to produce our first show. Thank you to my producer, Dave Schultz. And thank you, our viewers, for tuning in. There's much more to come. Stay tuned. Thank you. My name is Sven Amir, and it's been a pleasure being with you tonight.